Now the vehicle sitting behind me today is a 2006 Ford F-150 that just came in straight off the farm, and as you already got a glimpse of, this truck has been used hard. Alright, starting on the pre-wash rinse, and it sure doesn't take long to see that there is in fact some beautiful red paint hiding underneath all that dirt. And just to give you some background on the vehicle, it's got over 220,000 kilometers on it, or about 137,000 miles. And unusually, the customer isn't actually the owner of the truck, as this detail was a Father's Day gift for his dad. So that's definitely not the norm, but nice that I get to be involved in something special like that. Moving to the tailgate now, and you'll notice there's two spots where there was clearly some sort of chemical spilled on the paint, as the residue didn't come off with the first pass of the pressure washer, but fortunately going over it a few times did manage to get it all removed, and once it was, the paint underneath looked to be unaffected. And if any of you are wondering why I'm not spraying out the box of the truck today, it's because the owner actually requested that I didn't, since it was chock full of tools and other personal items. So even though I would have liked to get it clean, I'll certainly respect his wishes and leave it. Moving up to the front end where all the dead bugs are, and with the front bumper and grille being completely covered and bugs looking like they've been there for a long time, I'm making sure to get as much of it off with the pressure washer as I can, but I can see that some remnants are being left behind, so before the foam bath, I'll use a bug remover to help dissolve them a little bit before moving on to the wash process. Alright, with the truck covered in some nice thick foam, I'll grab my boar's hair detail brush and go around the entire vehicle using it in all the crevices like the emblems, door handles, and behind the gas door, which are all areas that my washment really can't get into. Now with the truck washed and dried, I'll turn my attention to the interior and grab the floor mats, and with just rubber ones in here, the process is a little quicker than with carpet, as I'm just simply spraying the loose dirt off, then using some 4:1 APC and hitting it with the drill brush before blasting them clean. Alright, with the seats out, I can get started on vacuuming up the massive amount of debris on the carpets, and for any of you who might wonder why I almost always use the small crevice attachment, it's simply because I feel it's the most efficient way to get this job done. If I was using a bigger one, I would constantly have to switch over to the crevice one to get into those tighter spaces, and knowing myself, I'd more than likely always be leaving it just out of reach. Plus, I also get increased suction with the smaller one, so overall, I feel like it's the better choice. Now, one tip I have for vacuuming on seats is that you always want to be stretching the seams out as much as you can, as that's where the dirt loves to hide. And when possible, make sure you fully recline the seats as well, so you can get easy access to any trapped dirt or debris between the upper and lower portions. Moving to extracting these dirty seats now, and as I've probably mentioned before, I always start with the seats so they have the most amount of time to dry out. And I've seen some questions recently about the drill brushes that I use, so for anyone interested, the link to them is in the description for you, and they are a highly versatile tool to have, as not only can they be used in your vehicle, but they also come in a few stiffer versions that can be used for all sorts of applications, like tile showers to barbecue grills. Okay, with the seats clean now, I'll move to the carpets, and I've seen a few people ask recently about what I use in the Bissell, and were wondering if I add solution in the tank or not, and the answer is no. I only use hot water in the tank since I pre-treat the carpets with solution, and then while I make the first few passes, I spray down hot water at the same time to help further dissolve the solution so it can all be extracted out. Here's all the dirty water pulled from this F-150. Gross. Now with the cleaner areas wiped down with 10:1 APC, I'll bust out the steamer for all the stuck on grime, up the strength of the APC to 4:1, and basically just blast it all off with high velocity steam, although sometimes I do need to agitate with a detail brush, and then I'll simply just wipe things clean with a microfiber towel.